It is just such a delight to be here. So we're going to be talking about rapid development in the face of COVID-19 and the lessons learned. We've got a terrific group of people who have tremendous experience and background who are going to be sharing that background with you today. As is stated in the brochure, the impact of COVID-19 is certainly on team dynamics. There are effects on clinical trials. There are effects on quality, integrity, board interactions. We're going to discuss those problems, those challenges. We're going to discuss, the best practices moving forward. But there's also a delight. The delight being that we're overcoming those challenges. We're delivering medications. We're delivering the future to our patients and our community. These are the gentlemen, some of the gentlemen behind that, and I really want you to meet them. Oscar, you're up. You're at bat. Tell us about you, what you do, and how you're thriving right now.
Good morning. I'm Oscar Segurado, Chief Medical Officer with ASC Therapeutics. We are focusing on gene therapy and gene editing for hemophilia, and also cell therapy with stem cells for graft versus host disease. In the past 8 years, I've been Chief Medical Officer on a number of other companies. And when you are a Chief Medical Officer, you work very closely with the CEO, and definitely you have some responsibilities that go beyond your medical work. I would like also to go back to almost 2 decades where I was working with Big Pharma. And I was also in some leadership roles. And I even took some courses for general management and so on. I was with V. Abbott, with Becton Dickinson. And part of these trainings, they also tell you about crisis, how to deal with situations that are absolutely unusual, unexpected. They usually refer to your company itself, something that is related to a product that is having problems, safety issue. But what we were not ready, and what no one told us what to do, was when we were in a kind of situation like we are now. COVID-19 is once in a lifetime global emergency. It impacts individuals, society, and industry. And definitely we need in our industry, in our roles, mitigation strategies in terms of mindset and actions. And let me explain that a little bit. What I mean by mindset, meaning to ensure that we help the individuals that are working with us. And don't see them just as elements working in an organization. We are dealing with real people that have real issues that go beyond what we're seeing every day in the company, and we need to tackle that. I think that definitely any organization waiting to slot back into the old rhythm and ways of working and old ways of working will become obsolete. Many aspects of organizational life are now changing at that unprecedented pace. And I think that the key is also ensuring that we treat people as real individuals with real problems at home and also at work and interacting with others. The velocity of change in our world, which is independent of what is happening with COVID, also suggests that only those of us in leadership positions that are able to learn and able to help people to potentially stretch and go beyond what they are doing, but also helping them maintain their middle ground, is when all your company is going to be succeeding. As Peter Drucker once famously said, the greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence. It's to act with yesterday's logic. So what that means to me is that we should start thinking from the perspective of the negative impact, and I would start putting things relatively bleak here, on people well-being and the way they interact socially in the company. I think that for some people that might be okay. They're more introverts. Other people are more extroverts. And what I can tell you in our organization is that we're giving the people lots of flexibility. So if someone prefers to work at home, they are doing it. And some people are not even coming, have not shown up in the office more than a couple of times in the past 6 months. Other people are coming every day. So it seems that some people need this social interaction. And by the way, that my style is mixed bag. Sometimes if I can do my job at home, I do it. Otherwise, I in general want to be at the office. So there is this creativity and brainstorming that is very important when you have an organization and people in the same area. So that's why I think that if we want to maintain innovation, that's exactly what we have to do. And I think face-to-face meetings are still essential. They're important. There is this connection that cannot be replaced with this kind of Zoom meetings. So I also think that being able to have your one-on-ones in person is important. I'm encouraging all my direct reports to come to the office at least for the one-on-ones, where I start asking them about them. How are they doing? People are struggling with something as simple as being able to find a quiet place at home. And this may seem normal because or irrelevant for many of us because maybe we have homes with different spaces, but some people have share rooms and they have kids and they have pets and it's difficult to find that quiet space where they can interact. Helping them on that is, I think, very, very important. And I just would like to say that we, at least in our organization, we have a lab. Our lab has continued being working, and people have organized. We have separated everyone at least 6 feet, everyone in the organization. So there are several things that can do. And now let me just very briefly mention that there are also some positive effects that I'm seeing in the way we are interacting, especially with external people, and I would say advisory boards first, because everyone is very busy. But now, because the meetings don't require travel, don't require any preparation, we're able to see our advisors more often. They are able to show more flexibility, and they are really focused. When we have them on the Zoom for half an hour or 1 hour, they are really into it. So there's no distractions. They are not looking into their phone and seeing messages. So I see that that's also positive. Another positive that we're seeing is in terms of processes and systems. I think that potentially people working on data quality and integrity, they are also quality systems, things like that. I think that this kind of administrative work is also being helped by this situation. People are able to focus. They can do that also from home. So in general, I think that I would like to bring up a message to everyone here. And this is also because I have a side interest on helping people deal with anxiety and with situations that we are all right now involved with, both personally, family, and at work, and this is to ensure that we all spend time on that, helping others in that way. I'm not going into clinical trials with this, which is a mixed bag, and I think Matthew already discussed. This is definitely something relevant. Just to say that in our case, we are getting ready for a phase 1/2A and a phase 2B study, so we are able to prepare. But those that have all these situations is more difficult to move forward. Thank you.
Oscar, that is absolutely wonderful. And I think you've said what so many senior people who've been doing this for a while really want to communicate. It's about caring, right? It's about showing your ability as a senior leader to interact with your folks, to let them know that you care, that everyone is part of this team that you've got. And I think that's just remarkable. And frankly, it's just warm, right? It's this sense of conveying warmth to your team. And I think that's terrific.